everyone, my name is Nasrin, and in this video I want to show you how to finish the waistband with belt loops for your trousers. Let's get started. First, we need to fuse the waistband pieces. You should have 4 pieces. Turn off the steam on your iron and press the fusing and hold for a few seconds. Line up center back lines together. Each shorter pieces goes on top of the longer ones. Pin and sew the center back. Now press the seams open. Line up the pieces, good side on good side, and pin the top curve. Make sure the center seams are lined up together. And now sew the top curve. Backstitch at the beginning. And at the end. Place the waistband flat on the table, bad side facing up. The longer side should sit at the right side. Push the seam allowances towards up and press. Try to stretch the seam as you're pressing to get the seam more flat. And pin the seams. We are sewing close to the seam over the seam allowances. You can also stretch the seam as you're sewing to get it flat. Trim the seam allowances in the middle, but be careful not to cut your stitching. Now, bad side facing up and longer side sitting at the right side. Fold the top edge 1 centimeter down and press. Now let's work on the belt loops. Fold it in half and pin. Now sew the long edge. Trim the seam allowances to half. Get the seam in the middle, open it up and press. Now using a safety pin, we need to turn it inside out. Push the safety pin in and pull the fabric from the back. Get the seam in the middle and press. Now we need to top stitch close to each side. Cut it into 5 pieces. Pin them on their place. 2 of them go 2 inches from the side seams on the back, and 1 goes at the center back, and the other 2 go on the front. Make sure when you're pinning the belt loops, the good side of the belt loop should face good side of the fabric. That means the middle seam on the belt loops should be facing up. Stitch over the belt loops 1 centimeter below the waist. Now let's attach the waistband. Line up the notch on the waistband with the notch on the center front, pin, and you might notice the waistband is longer than the pants and it's a little bit poking out from the edge. Don't worry, that's how it's meant to be, and that's the seam allowance. We're gonna sew it later. Line up the center back seams and keep pinning all around the waist. Next, you will fold the waistband right at the middle and pin the shorter edge. If your zipper was too long, you can trim it right now. And we sew the edge of the waistband, making sure not to catch the pants. Trim the corners, make sure not to catch the stitching. Push your finger inside the corner and turn it inside out. Now poke the corner. Pressing is really important at this stage. You want to make sure the seam allowances on the waist are tucked in under the waistband, and the top edge of the waistband is folded right at the seam. You can also use a tailor's hem, put it under the waist, and just keep tucking the seam allowances under the waistband. Now give it a good press. Now we need to pin the seams, making sure we catch the fold at the back. When you're sewing, you need to drop the needle right on the seam and sew right at the ditch. Now for the belt loops, we need to stitch them down about 1 centimeter below the waist. Then fold the top edge 1 centimeter down and place it on top of the waistband. Make sure the belt loops are sitting relaxed on the waistband and it's not pulling up, otherwise it pulls the waistband up. Now we stitch close to the top edge. And that's all. I'm making more videos to show you everything I know about sewing. So if you liked my techniques, please follow my channel and stay tuned.